Hey guys, what's up? Somebody give me a 5 for 5, and yeah, we'll get going. Right? We'll make this a quick one. Ain't that what I always say? Hey Jennifer, good to see you. Hey Cindy, Rockin' Robin, what's happening? Cindy Griffin, what's in the house? E Rock is in the hizzy. He got the number one today. He is on it. What's up, Linda? Keith, Brandon, Amber Light. I think I said hi to Cindy already. Okay, guys. Yeah, we got some interesting stuff to talk about tonight. Yeah, we just had an M flare, and it's the first flare, decent sized flare we've had in over a week, I believe. That's why I really haven't been coming on here, guys. We haven't had a whole lot of stuff going on, but like I said before, what's up, Ann? Like I said before, though, the sun can do what it wants, when it wants, and how it wants to do it, and it is once again doing that too. Hey, Tanya, good to see you. But as you got this right here, this is a solar proton flux, and what this is trying to show you, it's obviously the fluxing of protons, right? What's up, Grace? Good to see you. Um, there's an increase, right? There's an increase of protons, and a flux just means it's fluctuating from normal. It's going either up or down. Right now, it's high. Hey, Steven, what's up? But it almost got us into radiation storm level. Okay, almost got us into an S1. Now, there was no flare fired at us, guys. There was no CME causing this. You might think. What's happening here is we've had some backside eruptions. Okay, and because of the interplanetary magnetic field lines and interplanetary space, the way that works, sometimes something that gets fired off the back side of the sun or kind of at an angle towards the back, the protons, because of the end little spiral phenomenon, will actually come back around and actually hit us. It adds protons, highly excited protons, basically to the whole inner solar system as things move and get going. And that's kind of what we see here. We didn't have anything that fired at us to cause this. Okay, not that I've seen. Nobody else has seen anything, and I do believe that that's what we're seeing here. Is something that got fired off, not really so much straight off the back, but kind of at an angle. And what fired at us didn't hit us, but it still gave us extra proton, and that's exactly what you see. Hey, Hopkinson, I ain't seen you in a minute. Good to see you. Good to see you. That's right, Steven. Heck yeah. Hey, Major, what's up? Hey, friend. Okay, so I'm gonna put the chat away, guys, because yeah, you guys know what I do. So I'll say hi to Keith, and I'll put it away. I trust my mods. Mods, you guys rock. Thank you. You got the hardest, most unthankful job on the whole internet. I promise you that. But I believe we got it something similar here, or something more simple here that we don't have to worry about too much, because I'll let people say what they need to say, as long as they're respectful and don't attack other people or say bad things about other channels when they're not here, right? If somebody's in my chat and you guys are talking back and forth, as long as you're not going to be vulgar and disrespectful, I don't care what you guys say. I mean, that's just what we're supposed to be, right? And unfortunately, sometimes we don't get that extended to us. Sometimes you'll go to other people's channel and be an echo chamber. Who wants an echo chamber? You know what I mean? I mean, who wants an an echo chamber? I know I don't. But what I would say here, guys. Oh, hey, what's up, Tommy? Good to see you. Hey, Heather. Dillard, what's up? Um, yeah. So we don't want echo chambers. We want different opinions. We want that. That helps us get better. And those that just want to propagate echo chambers, they're very insecure about themselves because they can't handle something that's different than what they think is the truth. That's where it stems from, guys. So when you walk into somebody's chat or you're on somebody's channel and they won't let you be there because you don't believe how they believe, that's what's going on. They're very insecure about what they say. So I'll just leave it at that. Right? So let's go. Now, this sunspot right here, guys, that thing grew 4 times the size. What's up, Stephanie? Gosh dang it, Mark, put the chat away. But no, that thing grew 4 times its original size. It like grew 400% in like 12 hours. Then it fires a flare. Now, I did a lot of the growth yesterday or last night into this morning, and then today it grew a little bit more. Then it became unstable, and it started firing flares. And finally, it blew a decent one right here. Now, I want to explain something here. You see how you got X-ray up here, right? We're already hanging in C range. We're not coming out of C range. So our ambient condition right now is C class flare X-rays. So it doesn't take much more of a blast from a flare to really get you up there. See how big this was? And this was one of those really quick little bam, right? I don't know if there's a CME with this one yet. It doesn't really look to be. And if there is one, it's probably not that substantial. But it is facing us, so we're going to, we'll dive into it, see what we can find. But when we are running up here in C-class flare, and, it makes it a lot easier to get from here to X-class, right? Because think about this. If we were down here in A-class, can you imagine the blast it would take to get to an X-class flare from way down here? Could you imagine that? So it is really just, yeah. So, but if you're here, it takes half the blast. So that's what we're saying here. That's what I'm trying to say, right? And we have to keep that in mind when we're talking about this. That's why we always look and see if there's CMEs. That's why it's important to differentiate between a CME and a solar flare. You have to do that. People that think they're the same thing, or they're just, guys, they're wrong. I'm sorry. They're not the same thing. And, I used to think they were, and I've talked about that at length, It just, yeah. And I'm not going to talk about it tonight because obviously yeah. So what we're going to do here, this is NOAA's forecasting. And guys, they don't got us coming out of a 3 on the KP. Okay. Now we had an eruption like right in the middle of the sun. It was right at us, and it does look like this thing might hit us, but it looks so weak and so small. As a matter of fact, let me show it to you real quick. I wasn't even going to show it to you because it's really that irrelevant, to be honest. If this thing hits us, it's not even going to, we're not going to know it, is what I'm trying to say. It's not going to do much of anything. We might get some increased solar wind from it, but that's about it. A little bit of a blast to our magnetic field. We might get a little, little vibration going on. But can you guys even see it? I had to look at this thing 3 times to find it. This is the CME tracker, NASA's version of it. And so let me take you in to show you what it is. It is literally this little, see that right there? That little, yeah. I mean, it's almost not even worth talking about. But we're going to because it happened. Even on the side cut, you can't even really see much. Now, when you go look at the orbital line, this one over here is our orbital line stretched out in a straight line. You'll see a little hazy. Do you see that little hazy area right here? My cursor is, watch. There, right there. See that? That was, yeah. It's so small, it is whatever. What about the planetary alignment on the 24th? I really haven't looked into that yet. And I've been hearing a couple things about that, Sandy. Hey, Jerry, what's up? Good to see you. I will say this, okay? Planetary alignments do matter, guys, okay? You got to think of it like a tug of war a little bit when we're talking about magnetics or even gravity, right? So if you're in a straight line and you're trying to pull something to your side, if somebody steps to the side on your team, that weakens you, right? You can't pull as hard because you're not pulling at the same direction. So if things line up, you're pulling the same direction. So it's going to have an effect. Planetary alignments do matter. I don't care what anybody else tells you. I really don't on this. Because you'll hear people out there say it doesn't really matter. Yes, it does. And even the mainstream good scientist is going to tell you that. But there are people out there that think it doesn't matter. But it most certainly does, because we see it. We see things happen. We see the sun react. We see our magnetic field react. We see things happen, right? So right here, guys, this is a good way for me to explain to you why this did this. Okay, protons were increased. So I'm going to use this to just as a model to show you what happens here. Say we had a CME that fires off this way, right? Earth is over here. Because of our connection and how we're all connected and how things are moving in our solar system, I'm not going to go into detail here because it would take me forever to explain it the correct way. But this is the spiral, right? Do you see how everything kind of goes, like the sun's connected to, I forget what Bepi, this satellite here, okay? Notice it ain't a straight line to it. It's like this, right? Why is that? Well, because the way things move, right? Things are spinning through space. That's how it is, and that's why. So what that does is that connection line actually is behind it if you look at it in that kind of a perspective, right? You would think it would come here and stop right at this one, and if it were to continue out, it should go out this way. No, that's not how things work. They stay on these lines, and because of our movement, that's how that works. So the Earth's here. If the sun fires a CME or a flare or whatever this direction out in front of us, it will reach around. The bigger flares, guys, even the ones that fire straight off the back, we feel effects from it. We get an increase of protons almost every time on the big ones, no matter where it fires off on the sun. And yeah, planetary alignments matter. That's 100% sure fact. And I don't usually say that, right, guys? I mean, how often you guys hear me say those kinds of things? Oh, Sinvalut, no, not all the planets are going to align. Is that what you're asking there? I'm sorry. I've had the chat put away. Yeah, the sun's connected to everything. So just so you know, are we buffering, guys? I've seen that in there. Somebody give me a 5 for 5 if we're okay. We might be okay. Let me shut some things off here. We are running kind of slow. Let me do that real quick. Okay, I don't leave that one up either. Let me show you this real quick. This is the buoy map. Nothing's in event mode. Okay, we had that earthquake that caused a little bit of a event on this buoy over here. The last video I did. So yeah, it's no longer in event mode. So things are, kind of quiet on that end. So I'll just go ahead and get rid of that. And we'll talk about this in a minute. That's cool, by the way. It's awesome. I can't wait to talk about that. But so yeah, so things are spinning that direction. Things are going, and yeah. And so we got this coronal hole right here. We're getting ready to connect to it. So let me show you guys the let's go back to the flare. I want to show you guys the flare because it's in my title. I'm not going to sit here and not show it to you. I hate that when people do that to me. They'll have something like, hey, an M-class flare happened right in the title, right on the thumbnail, and then they don't show it to you till the end. They do that because they think they're trying to get you to stay. I don't do that to people, okay? At least I try not to. I do it on accident sometimes, but it's not intentional at any time. It might be good YouTube practice to do that, but, if I say something in my title, I really want to show it to you first. I might show it to you, then I might not talk about it to the end, but I at least want to show it to you. This is that flare, okay? This sunspot here grew extremely fast, and I'm going to show you how fast, okay? Let me back off of here, and I'll talk about this in a minute too. So, right here, this is This shows you magnetic polarity on the sun here. And we look for the polarity when we're looking at the sunspots, right? Because we look for the positive and negative to be close to each other, and it will, you know, cause flares and stuff. This is, and stuff. Why did I say that? That is such a, man, I already sound enough like a hillbilly, and then I go say something, and stuff. Anyway, but here is that sunspot. Now watch what it does, okay? I'm going to push play. Watch how this thing grows. It's pretty impressive. Watch how fast this thing moves. See it start, as soon as it started doing it, now watch. The thing's growing really, really fast. See the spots are starting to pop up in there. Then you start seeing the negatives and the positives next to each other. That's when you get flares, and that's what's happening. This thing pretty much took over. All right? That is a substantial sized flare. And it happened really, really quick. So that's why I tell you guys, things can pop up and happen extremely fast. So that's the sunspot that the flare was from. Now, this coronal hole right here, we're going to connect to this thing, right? So let me just do this for you. And did you see that? Watch right here. You're going to see a disruption. I don't think this is the flare. Matter of fact, I know it's not. This happened yesterday. Okay? So watch. See that? That CME did fire off. Now, I'm not sure if that was that little one I showed you guys, because we're looking directly at the sun here. Okay? And it's from our perspective. This is on SDO. And I don't think a lot of the plasma left. So I don't think a whole lot of that came at us. I think the sun recaptured it. Schumann spiking because of atmospheric pressure. That's definitely possible. But guys, you know, I have to say this again, okay? Because I want everybody to understand, because I didn't used to understand this. And the fact is that, matter of fact, I'm just going to show it to you. Let's go here. Okay, this is the tool that almost everybody shows you when we're talking about the sun. Not the sun, but the Schumann Resonance. This tool is in Tomsk, Russia. Okay? Tomsk, Russia is not going to be able to tell me what my Schumann Resonance is in the Midwest of the United States. Okay? It's not. It can't. All right? So we have to understand this. As a matter of fact, these things, you can buy these things for yourself. You can buy the Schumann Resonance detectors. You can change your Schumann Resonance in your room just by turning on a YouTube video. So when people look at this and they say it's a global reading, or they insinuate that, show you this, and don't say nothing else, it doesn't work that way. Okay? And that's just what it is. So, you know, if we're going to talk about this, what I want you guys to realize is, yes, sometimes when this thing really does have a big, huge hit, a spike, okay, the rest of them will do the same thing if it's a global event. So we look at this because this is kind of the starting point for everybody. And I didn't understand this at a level that I needed to when I first started talking about this. I understand what the Schumann is. I understand it affects us biologically. I understand that we have to have 7.83 hertz to stay kind of biologically normal, if you want to say it that way. But let me tell you something. Yeah, you can't, this is what I don't want people to do. And I'm going to show it to you because this is what happens. All right? And they do a good job over here, okay? I'm not saying they don't. What does that say? 6 days of darkness? What? Really? They're saying we don't have a Schumann resonance for 6 days. They're saying that the tool that tells us what the Schumann resonance is has been down for 6 days. This tool has absolutely been down for 6 days. But this is not the only Schumann resonance tool on the planet. There are thousands of them. Okay? So please understand that. It's just what, I mean, you got to understand that. And I'm telling you guys, they do a really good job over here. They really do. And I'm not sure, because I haven't dug into it, but this isn't the only place I've seen that, right? And again, they start talking about power. They're doing all this. This is good stuff, right? They do a really good job over here. But the whole planet, you can still get Schumann resonance readings around the world, okay? And that's what I'm trying to say. And I used to think this way. I really did. I didn't know that there were other ones. So, you know, I'm not saying anything. I mean, matter of fact, I hope you guys go over here and check this out. I like their little, these strips here that they show. It's really good. It's really well done. They do a really good job over here. I just wish they would show other tools. That's all. Because there are tons more of them. You know, and I don't know enough about the Schumann resonance to really even speak on it much more than that. Because, you know, go over to Verte's channel, Verte Arbuoto, telling you guys he knows what he's talking about with that. But we've had 6 days of darkness on this one tool in Tomsk, Russia. Absolutely, we have, right? This tool here has not been running since the 6th. But the other ones are. Okay? There's a lot of other ones. You can, as a matter of fact, I could probably even do this. Let's do this. Nah, I'm not going to. Guys, all you gotta do is Google it. Google Schumann resonance tool. You will see so many things. Right? Too many things. That's, oh man. Yeah. So, we're going to move on from this. I'm not going to talk about this anymore. I wasn't even planning on talking about that tonight. But anyway, but yeah. So, oh man. Okay. Let's all right. But yeah, okay. So sorry about that, guys. I had real life going on in my face here. Yeah. Now that is right. But you know, guys, we don't hate on other channels, and you know that disclosure site is a good site. I just have to say, really, they really do a good job. Hey, Johnny, what's up, bud? Good to see you here, man. So we've had this. I'm not going to show you a whole lot more of the flare because it's nothing really all that huge. But I do want you guys to see this coronal hole, and because we're going to start seeing solar wind come from this, guys, we're going to connect to it really soon. And this eruption was yesterday, and it was not that big, and that's why I didn't come on here and start talking about it. I know it looks like it disrupted the whole atmosphere, and it did, but most of it got recaptured. There wasn't a whole lot of plasma that left the sun. You know? Oh, and Tommy's not saying, oh, brother. He's talking to his actual brother. Just thought I'd put that out there for people that don't know. Guys, you got to go check out Johnny's channel, too. You really do. Such a great channel, such a great dude. If you guys don't know who he is, yeah, you should. Go over and watch Chase the Heat. I don't even got to say nothing else. Awesome. So, you got that happening. And, guys, I want to point out something else, too, here real quick. And that is the fact that we do have... Well, that's what that flare looked like on the 94 angstrom. Okay? But if we go up here, we do have another. Oh man, you deserve it, Johnny. You earned those words, man, for sure. So you got this sunspot incoming. Okay, this thing is this is no chump. We're gonna have to watch this thing. Look at it. I want you guys to see something here. Watch the plasma, which is basically like solar. What I'm calling what's called solar rain. It's yeah. These are magnetic connection lines, and the plasma travels on those connection lines. Okay, there is no wind on the sun. Okay, there is no wind in space. We call it solar wind because it's a movement of particles in a solar come from a solar source moving our direction, right? It's not like wind when you go outside and you put the top down and you go for a drive. Nothing like it. I would challenge somebody to hop in Mr. Musk's, Tesla up there, drop that top down and see how much that hair blows around. It ain't going to blow around much because it's going to melt your face right off. But anyway, so you got this thing happening. It's coming in. But yeah. Oh, man. So, we got this happening too right there. So that is coming. That is incoming. Oh, also, Tommy's here right now. Tommy is going to be coming on the show here, guys. He's going to show us how to use a sextant. Do you guys know what that is? It's a tool that they use to navigate mainly on boats when there's no technology available. Okay? And you use the stars and everything else to get it to work. There's math involved, obviously. But he's going to come on and show us how to do that. And I think it's important for people to see it because it's a good thing to know to begin with. And also, I would say this too. It works. You don't have to use it on the sea. It'll work anywhere. And there's a lot of other easier ways to navigate when you're like on land. But when you're out in the sea and you really don't have landmarks, you got to look up. Right? So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Well, Tommy is. But yeah, so we're going to go over that I can't remember exactly what day we're going to do it on. I'm not sure. I'm not even going to say today yet because Tommy said he would rather do it one day or the other, and I can't remember which one. So whatever day he wants to do it, I'm going to do it. But anyway, we got this sunspot coming in. I just wanted to let you guys know that because it's going to be a good show. It's going to be a really good show. It's going to help people understand. Hey, there's Mr. Schumann himself. Glad you're here. So yeah. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Hey, Verte. Will you, if there's any way you can, drop some links if you have them to other Schumann Resonance sites that have the tool readings. Okay? If you could do that, that would be great. Drop it there in the link in the chat. Guys, if you guys don't know who Verte is, you need to go watch his channel if you want to learn about the Schumann. You really do. He understands it at a level that I never will. It's impressive. So, and Verte, before you got here, I was telling everybody, they're talking about the Tomsk, Russia site being down for 6 days, and I was just explaining to everybody that is not the only Schumann resonance tool we have. There's tons of them. So that's what I want to say, and that's what we need to do, right? So anyway, but yeah, so we got this sunspot. If you could do that, Vert, that'd be great, man. Or you can email them to me if you want to drop a couple in there for everybody, or you can email them to me and I can just pass them on to everybody. So, but yeah, guys, I'm looking forward to Tommy coming on because I think you guys are going to learn a lot from that. It'll help us understand a whole lot of things, and we'll get into that when he gets here. And because If things weren't the way they were supposed to be, those things wouldn't work. You would be completely lost trying to use one of those sextants. And we'll go over that. So, yeah. So, what channel wages? Verte Alberto's right here. He's one of my mods right there. He made a comment right before you did. I don't think it would cost all that much, Anna. I really don't. I think they're actually fairly cheap, aren't they, Alberto? I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong on that, though. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm jumping around here a little bit. I'm starting to squirrel. So sorry. Let me refocus here. Apologize. My mind does that all the time. Aurora. Not going to waste your time. It's not even worth showing it to you. It's just not even doing anything. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to back this off a couple days because I want to show you the stuff that's been going on in the sun for the past few days. How cheap is land? Yeah. I got you, man. But this started back on the, well, we're going to go back one more day. Here's the 8th. You see these eruptions, right? These are off the backside. Is it supposed to be 90 again? No way. No way, John. No way. Really? It's supposed to get down to like 50 tonight where I'm at. Wow. Wow. So anyway, this is the 8th. These are all backside eruptions, guys. We've been seeing that a lot this sun cycle, just so you know. We've been seeing a lot of, that was a full halo. That's the one I showed you guys from Stereo A's point of view. That thing was actually fairly big. And there was a filament released in the front that Matthew Shipley caught also. Go check out Matthew's channel if you haven't. He is, man, really good graphics over there. But you get, you know, got a lot of eruptions going on here, guys. But none of them were coming at us. Here's that filament, I think. Was it? No, that ain't the filament. Because it was the day before when I was talking to Matthew about that. But I did want to show you this because I want you guys to see this. See that? You guys know what that is? That right there is charged particles flying in front of the satellite, affecting the camera. Okay? That's what that is. And the reason why I'm showing it to you is because remember I just talked to you guys about the proton flux, the radiation that sometimes could come from a backside eruption. That's exactly what you're seeing here. We had that big backside sideways eruption, and then this hit. Okay, so yeah, that's what happened. So let me back. I'll just go ahead and push play. Right, and we'll watch the eruption. Watch. Here's an eruption. Now watch what happens. You see that? I know it was really quick, but you get the eruption, and then about an hour or two later, that hits the satellite. That's exactly what that was. Okay? So I wanted to show that to you because that's interesting and helps people understand what's going on there. Okay, so this is cool. Now I have to, let me preface this, okay? I got this from spaceweather.com. Okay, I'm not going to read this article to you. Go over and check it out, but there's links here you can click on, and it's not really showing the article, right? It tells you what these things are. Rare reflective rainbow. I did not know these things existed, just to be honest with you. Okay, and I can't thank spaceweather.com enough here because, man. And check out that aurora photography. Only reason I'll give you the name of the guy who took it. Russell McPherson. No, that's a scientist. Russell McPherson effect. Yeah, as soon as I said McPherson, I knew I said something bad there, something wrong anyway. So who took this one? Okay, Kelly Lee took this advice, and here is what they saw on September 9th. They were in a plane. Okay, so go check this out. Go give them some love over here. Please do. Please take the time to do that. But this is where I got the information about this rainbow stuff, and it's cool, right? I've never ever seen more than 2 rainbows in the sky at once. And I know that phenomenon and I know how it's created. Well, they go into detail here what's going on. You can see 4 rainbows here. 1, 2, 3, and I think there's a 4th one kind of straight up and down here. Now, when you get a double rainbow, the one on top will be the reverse color. Okay, and there's reasons for that. I'm not going to get into detail on all this, but what causes that 3rd and 4th, and sometimes up to, they were saying like 6 in the sky at once. You know what causes it, guys? A really calm, reflective lake or wet sand. And so I guess because I don't live around those kinds of areas, I haven't had as much chance to see it as everybody else has. I'm not sure if anybody else has seen these things, but I have not. It is it's amazing to me. But just to let you know what happens, basically it's a reflective rainbow. Okay, here's your primary, and then the light bounces off the water and bounces back up, and it shines through the same water droplets, right? So it's going through it and then back up to it and bouncing all around and dancing, doing the square dance and all that kind of thing. But that's what you see, right? And that's what you get. So please, that is so awesome to me. I hope I'm showing somebody something that they've never seen before. But you can come over here and they really go into detail. Okay, they talk about the horizon here and how these things are formed. Reflection bow, a bow here. They're saying rainbow. They just shorten that word. Secondary bow, primary bow. Okay, and they're talking about an anthelic point and reflection bow center. And again, guys, these are terms that they're using, and I purposely do not use these kinds of words because it becomes word salad for a lot of people. Now, I don't know what an anthelic point is. I don't know what that is, but I promise you I could go figure it out. It tells you right here. Okay? But using those words, and like if I was just in a normal conversation with you guys and just used that word and kept moving, nobody would understand what I was saying, including myself. But yeah, so that's what you see. All right? So you get that's why I don't do it, because people ask me all the time, why do you talk like you talk when you're here on your channel? Well, because I want everybody to understand. I'm not taking for granted anybody just because they might not understand these big vocabulary words that I don't know half of. Doesn't make them stupid people. Because I promise you, just like I could figure this out, you guys can too. So anybody out there that think it's ridiculous that I don't go down these, use these words and try to make myself seem all scientific and all better than you and better than that, you ain't gonna get that here. Okay, I'm going to give you what it is and how I see it, and I'm going to say it how I need to say it. And when I'm talking to you guys, it's like I'm talking to somebody sitting at the table with me. Okay, sometimes I'm a little bit more articulate than others, but it is what it is. So, but yeah, so what can we expect in the next couple days, guys? We're going to connect to this. We're going to get some more solar wind. There hasn't been a whole lot going on. This is why I'm here now, okay? Because we had that flare. I was waiting on something to happen. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. But, yeah, I really hope that people can see this and really grab a hold of, like, during slow times, we can still have things happen. So, even though it seems really slow, we are in C-class flare range already. So it would not take a whole lot to shoot us up to X class, guys. And matter of fact, they're forecasting here R1 to R2. Do you see how that would be radio blackout levels? R1 and R2 is M flare range. Okay, R3 is X flare range. So the next few days, we've got an increased chance of M-class flares, and it's because of that, of the sunspots. Okay, they're becoming more unstable. There's more of them facing us now, and then you can even see the X-class flare is forecasted to actually, the chance of those are rising. And guys, I know it says 5%, and most of us would sit here and think that that's not a whole lot. It actually, it's enough to talk about. Okay, it's not like saying, oh my gosh, there's going to be an X flare in 5 minutes. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, most of the time, this is going to say 1% or even 0. So when that comes off when it comes off the needle like that and raises it all, and they're telling you, hey, there is a chance. What they're telling you is that these sunspots are now becoming more unstable. So they're seeing that. So they're telling you there's more chance of flaring. Plus, they can tell what kind of energy's in these. I'm not going to go into the delta and the gamma and all that. But that's what they look at, right? And if it has enough energy here, they'll, the chances of it when it does flare, obviously, the more energy, the right kind of energy can produce a higher class flare. And that's what we're looking at, right? So, but anyway, I'm probably going to end the video here on that, guys. I might actually stretch this out longer than I really wanted to. I hope you guys kind of thought that rainbow stuff was cool. If anything else happens, guys, I'll definitely get on here and let you know. Guys, go check out Marfugel. They're doing a video tonight. I do updates over there when there's something to update. And right now, there's not a whole lot going on. That's why I haven't been there. Okay? I'm there almost every night, guys. I don't usually talk in the chat because I want people to concentrate on what Adam's saying. That's why we're there, and I don't want to take away from that. Because I know that, we can talk to each other in the chat, and it'll distract. And I don't want to do that to him. Okay? So, I really hope you guys go check him out. Come check us out on the lifeboat. Guys, we had an awesome stream tonight. Anybody that wasn't there, man, go watch that video. You just need to. I don't even know how to say it. Matter of fact, man, I don't know. I tell you what, let's just do it this way. We're going to do it this way. How about this? Okay, I'm live right now. Marfugel's live right now. There he is. Go tell him hi. Half of you guys are probably already over there. But let me show you the lifeboat, because I want you guys to really see this video, and it might not show up for me right now because it does weird things because I help run the channel, and yeah, it's doing the same crap it always does. Oh goodness, how can I get to this? I know how to. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. What did I title that one? It's not going to give me nothing. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Anyway, what I'll do, guys, is I'll leave a link here to this. I'll tell you what. Let's just do it this way. Let me share that. Copy. And anybody else that has the link to that video that we did tonight over on the lifeboat, you can post it in there if you want. But guys, come check this out. I mean, Tommy was on fire tonight. Everybody in the chat was on fire. We were talking about, why we need to be talking to our kids about drugs. Okay. I told a story about my son. He's 26 years old and still calls me to come pick him up if he's had too much to drink. He wouldn't do that if I didn't talk to him the right way. Okay? I'm not going to come at him. He calls me when stuff like that's going on. He doesn't do it often, but when he knows. And he knows that I'm not going to question him. I'm just going to come get him, and I'm going to love him, and we're going to move on. Right? That's what we talked about tonight. You got to talk to your kids. You got to be a parent first, friend second, just so you know. Okay? But that's what we talked about. So please come over and check us out. We're doing live call-ins now. You know, we're still a fairly smaller channel. We get calls, you know, 1 or 2 a night. Sometimes we don't get 1. Sometimes we'll get 4 or 5. So it just depends on what's going on. But come see us tomorrow, 8 o'clock. We'll be over here. But please go check us out. Give us a chance over here, guys, please. I think everybody's better for it whenever they can come over here and learn something about this. Drug addiction is a real thing. Alcoholism is a real thing. And it's getting worse when it comes to the potency of these drugs. Our kids are dying from going to get a bag of weed. Okay? Because they're lacing it with this stupid stuff. And I'm telling you guys, it's dangerous. They're putting this stuff in pill presses. The stuff, you know what they're calling it? It's actually, it's kind of ironic because they're calling it rainbow. Because all these pills are coming in different colors. And yeah, it sucks. So anyway, please come over and check us out. We try to educate. We're a family over there just like we are here. And Tommy's going to be coming on the channel here this coming week. I'll let you guys know as it gets closer to what day that is. We're gonna look at how to use the sextant. Again, what is the sextant? It's a tool they use when, like, say you're out there on. That's what they used before they had technology to navigate boats. Okay. And sometimes that technology goes away. So what do you got to do? Well, you got to go back to the old stuff, and that's what you do. And we're going to show you how to do that, and we're going to take a look at that. So I think it's going to be beneficial because I think we all need to know about that. And yeah, so, and you know, it'll help us understand, you know, because we got to go off of the stars and the locations of them up there. And you know, it's a really cool tool. Tommy bought that thing so he could show us, and it's number one, it's a beautiful tool. It's gold and it's got sun filters and stuff. It's really cool. But anyway, I will come at you guys if anything else happens. If not, you'll see me in a day or two. I'll at least come on and give you a update. And go check out all the channels. I always say prayers for everybody. And yeah, so God bless. Yahusha saves. And what is it? What is it? Wait for it. Wait for it. You could drink this Kool-Aid.